Yes. Hello. 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 Can you hear me out? I hope. I got knocked off. Sorry about that. Hello on Facebook. Hello on YouTube. This is Psychic R.J.Sheldon in San Antonio. I do apologize. I've been out of it for a little while. Wow, for the last year and a half or so, I've been in and out of the hospital sick. One thing or another, open heart surgery, this, that, and the other. This last trip, I lost 40 pounds in there. I tell you, it wasn't fun. I didn't think I was going to make it back this time, but I'm here. Thank God for that. Yes, sir. I, there we go. Let me write something here. There we go. All right. Well, welcome one and all. I'm glad to be here. If you'd like to join in, you're more than welcome. Let me turn this light off over here. It seems to be much better. Looks like this one up here. It should rise as well. Let me kick it off. It's too much light sometimes. Let's try that. I guess. Well, once again, this is Psychic R.J. Sheldon, San Antonio, Texas, formerly known as Spiritual Joseph. I've done many shows here in the San Antonio area. I'm currently working on my book. I've got many publishers that are asking me to hurry up and get it done. I've got 59 pages made so far. Along the way, having it ready. Got all these notes from all these different years. It's going to be, I think, an awesome book. Once I get it put together, I have already oh, here we go. Knocking stuff into each other. The cover, I've already have a cover picked out. The unknown at 10, the experiences of a boy. The reason for that title is because I was between 9 and 10 when I first realized what I was able to do. And it was scary as hell, to be honest with you. To go out there, be in school, bump into the kids and see what's going on in their life, see what's coming, and not be able to explain it. I mean, talking to a 9, 10-year-old boy, even younger than that. But as I reached the age of 10, I began to experience it more, to not really, can't say I understood it, but I got one more light that's just making me white on YouTube. Hold on. And there you go. Now, this one doesn't give me a whole lot. Well, there you go. I can hear it now. Now you can probably see my cover better. This is one side. Oops. This is one side. It's a wraparound. Kind of what it felt like when things were coming at me and I didn't understand it. You know, 10 years old, and you're seeing things and you're hearing things. You have sitting in the living room at your house, you hear somebody talking to you, you look around and it's pitch dark, and what in the hell is this? You know, what am I looking at? What am I hearing? What is that? And you ask, what do you want? And then they talk to you. Wow. And you wonder, what in the hell did I do, you know? Of course, at 10 years old, I didn't know any curse words, but I was out there. If you're out there in Facebook or in YouTube, happen to be browsing through, stop by. Come by and say hi. Again, my name is Psychic R.J.Sheldon, also known as the Spirit Talker in the Native American sector. I am 32% native to the area on my mother's side, great-great-grandmother. One part of family says Comanche, the other says Apache, but I've narrowed it down to a local tribe that is from San Antonio, Victoria, South Texas, all the way down to northern Mexico, before it became Mexico by the Spaniards. You know, sometimes I wonder why people have the mitre around their mouth. So were they trying to eat it? Now I know I can't get anything out of this unless I'm right up close to it. And that's interesting. Let's see if we plug this thing. Hello? Okay. I hope you can still hear me there on Facebook. I think the last time I had that other thing plugged in, it had no video, no audio. So let's see. We'll experiment. Now, I hope on Facebook, I hadn't been on here. On YouTube, I hadn't been on in a while. Everybody tells me I should try that other one, TikTok. but I don't know how to use it. You know, I can't. No, it doesn't compare. It doesn't jive with my two phones. Apparently, I don't have the memory or the strength for it. Now, I have had many followers over the past. When I was working as first as Joseph the Psychic, I did 5 different shows. The last one, 1,650 people, but there were 4 psychics there with me. I'd like to shout out to my daughter there. Hello, Mandy. Welcome aboard. Can you hear me? I'm not sure if she is. Give it a try here. Let me plug this back in. Maybe she did. Oh, you are hearing me. Okay, good. I unplugged one unit there because last time I realized I had that one plugged in and I had no audio. So, hi. I'm glad you could drop in. I know you're at work, but let's see here. Hi, Dad. Yes, I can. All right. Thank you, Princess. That's my daughter. She lives up north of Houston. And she has a handful of my grandsons and my granddaughters. She has a grandson already. So that gives me a great-grandson. Awesome kid. I named him White Buffalo. There's a strong meaning behind that, and I've got to share that with y'all one day, Mandy. There's a big meaning in the Native American. Now, for those of you out there, this is my first podcast in several months. I've been out of it, been ill, and been able to set up and carry on, but I am trying to get back out here. I am looking to do this once a week on Wednesdays. Hopefully, what's today, Wednesday or Tuesday? No, today's Tuesday. But I'm going to push for Wednesdays, mid-morning, 11 o'clock. And while I'm out here, I will take phone calls. I'll have to use my other phone number, the 210-777-5028, because I'm using the office phone for Facebook. And it works a little better. It's not quite as big and as heavy as the other one. And I could play music on the other one as I'm speaking. So I will take phone calls, answer questions, maybe set up a time and date for us to get together and have a reading. If it's your first time, you get 15 minutes free. And if you want to continue from there, then we'll discuss my fees. I was looking at a few of them today because it's been a while. And there's people charging an arm and a leg to share what they see going on out there in your world. I don't do that. I have a very minimal price of that charge because God's help is free. And I figure God shares the things he wants me to share with you. Only him. So I've had followers that have come to me off and on since 2011, 2012, and they still call me today. I had a young man call me yesterday from West Texas. I told him, I said, well, you're calling from Pecos, Texas. There's got to be psychics closer to you or mediums that can help you. And he said, well, I found you on Yelp, and every time I look, it just brought me back to you. So we set up an appointment for tomorrow morning, and we're going to do a video. And I do take, I use Cash App for those of you that are calling in by phone. Mandy, you're at work, Princess. Hope you're having a great day. She gets to travel for the company. It scares me, but she does. She's got a hell of a husband. I call him the Duke. He's a tough hombre, but a good man. Well, once again, I want to invite everyone. Wednesday next week, I will start doing my regular podcast. And I'm looking to be online and going by 11 a.m. In between now and then, I am going to try to get set up with TikTok, and that way I can do TikTok as well. All right, Princess. Well, I understand that you can't stay on long. I appreciate you coming across. And hey, if you can invite some friends, I'm going to start my regular podcast next Wednesday at 11 a.m. and run it through lunchtime, and stop it at lunchtime, or maybe continue till 12:30, depending on what kind of response I have. But I am going to be taking calls for readings, or want a quick 3-card tarot reading. I'd be glad. If you have something going out there, person out there is having any issues with things and they'd like to get some answers. One thing I won't do is tell you what you want to hear, and I'm not going to make up stuff so that you'll call me back. Because a true psychic doesn't have to make up things. If I have to make it up, then I don't need to be on here. But I will share with you what comes across. State of Texas says I'm 85% accurate, but I have over 1,400 followers that say that I'm better than that. I have helped many of people with family members that have passed on, helped them bring closure, sometimes answered questions, have them answer questions for them, and which, don't ask me how I do it. Matter of fact, I had a young lady here yesterday. She's been my nurse. She comes here to take care of my wounds. I do have a couple of wounds that have to be taken care of. But this young lady, I'm not going to say her name. I was telling her that I was going to try to get back to working in the office. Well, what do? I said, well, you promise you won't laugh? She says, why would I laugh? I said, well, because of what I do. Some people think it's baloney, and I'll say it that way instead of the way they said. Some people send me text, email, call me a demon, and ungodly stuff, kind of like Democrats do Republicans, But I'm not going to get political on my show, because I have followers that are Democrats, I have followers that are Republicans, I have followers that are atheists, I'm not going to take sides there. I'll stay neutral while I am doing business. What I do in my life, personal, that's fine, my deal. But anyway, back to this young lady. She says, I told her, well, I used to be known as spiritualist Joseph Psychic for about 15 years, But I had to stop when my mother got ill and I had to move it in with me. I couldn't take clients because I was too busy with her to have people in and out of the house. And the last show I did was just before she passed away. And it was a pretty good sized show. It's set up by an outfit from California. And they called me once again, but I told them at the time I think I just got electrocuted or just got the pacemaker put in. I said, right now I'm not mobile. I can't do another large group like that. But I'm hoping that as things get going and I get my website back on, then I'll still get some offers once again. Of course, I'm not young and handsome like I was back then. I was handsome. Yeah, right. It's only been about 8 years, so I wasn't that much. But I have lost some muscle tone and stuff in the last few years. But back to this young lady. She's, oh my God. I believe in them. I've experienced things since I was a little girl. And she got to telling me things about growing up and today, but she doesn't talk to people. She doesn't read for people. I said, you think you don't. You feel like you don't, but you do. I guarantee you, if I explain some things to you, you're going to realize you actually do read for people. Without thinking, you're out there reading for people in a sense. She says, no, I don't. But I do my tarot cards for myself and a friend, one friend, and my sister. That's it. I said, well, I understand. Let me show you something. So I brought it into my office in here. I showed her that big peg boy back there. It's got all those cards that are lit up. I have a black light, and all those are lit up. And then I showed her the posters there from the shows that I've done and the haunted house that I took care of in 2004 in McAllen, Texas. And I says, well, here's how I know you read for people. I don't. She said, I don't. I said, you do. How many times has a friend or an acquaintance come up to you and said, man, this is going on, and you give her your thoughts and your opinions, and he or she looks at you and says, wow, I feel better now. I feel better. Thanks, I appreciate it. And they walk away. You just read for them. You just told them what to expect or what will happen to make them better. You read for them. Oh my God. I just spoke to her. She says, I just spoke to one of my fellow workers yesterday, which was the day before yesterday. She was here yesterday. And there was something going on. She said, I just don't know what to do. And without thinking, she said, I started telling her, da-da-da. I said, but, and she said, well, I feel better. And then later on, she called her and told her, you know what, you were right. It did work out that way. So, hey, thanks for the advice. You read for her. People don't realize that they're psychic, an empath, or clairvoyant, or have certain abilities. They just don't realize it. I don't know how many of my kids or grandkids out there will have the ability. Like on my mother's side of the family, my great-great-grandmother was full-blooded, not sure Comanche or Apache, or even Payenne, which was a tribe, Apache tribe south of San Antonio, or part of San Antonio. They lived up and down the San Antonio River before it was called the San Antonio River. And they were forced out by the Apaches. And then when the Comanches came and forced the Apaches down into Mexico, they almost wiped them out. Comanches were tough, good sorts. Then at the Masto, when the settlers from the east came in, the Irish and all of them came in. But the young lady I was talking about, I showed her the book that I'm working on and told her about some of the experiences I had as a kid. She said, I've done the same thing since I was a little girl, you know. And we started comparing thoughts. And I told her, well, if you ever need to call me, and we'll do our best to, I'll do my best to answer questions, guide you. She's a lot younger than I am. You know, I'll do what I can to help you understand what life is doing, what life is bringing to you. You know, my phone is up. My Facebook phone is trying to just take a nap. There we go. That looks like it's going to work for me. I wish it was like, I hadn't thought about it. I can use my other computer, but it doesn't have a camera, so I couldn't do that. But anyway, so after talking with this young lady, I'm going to call her Rose, because I don't remember her name. I got this problem remembering the short periods of time. Not all the time. She's only told me her name probably half a dozen times since I started seeing her here at the hospital. But when she started telling me the things she is experiencing, I told her, just remember the Lord first of all. Always call on the Holy Spirit and Archangel Michael and so forth to protect you. And then deal with it. Never show fear. The dead can't hurt you unless you let them. Never show fear. This is our world, not theirs. So you control it, and you control them. And all you got to do is call on Father God and the Holy Spirit of Christ and his archangels. And you can defeat any demon, any spirit out there. She said that there have been times she might be sitting there at home and she'll hear a voice or hear someone. And it does spook her, I guess. Makes her a little scared. But then she'll turn around and say, no. You're not doing that to me. I lost I have to reset this YouTube. I don't know what happened. They're looking this Let's give that a try. I think I'm back. I do apologize for that pause. But my YouTube voice kicked out, so I had to bring it back. So, as I explained to this young lady, I said, look, I don't claim to be an expert at all, but I've had this going on with me since I was, like yourself, a very young fella. You know, at 9 or 10, I'm standing in the backyard of our house. We lived in Midtown San Antonio. It's a rent house where we were living when my father first got out of the military and came back from Korea. And we'd had breakfast. I won't say it was the summertime. And I went out in the backyard. My brother took off and went to his friend's house for the name. He wouldn't let me go to his friends. Okay. Well, when I found me a little wooden stick, pretended it was a mic. We had 3 different yards. The first yard was where the clotheslines were in the chicken coop. And then you had a lance fence. And then the next yard we had a cabana. And we had one of the round covered gazebo with a table, and it was covered, had lights in it, and a big old barbecue pit. And then the last yard's where our big propane tank was, and my dad's garden he had put together, and another chicken coop. And I decided to go out there, and I climbed up on that gazebo table. Everybody was gone. Brother was at work. Brother Tom was in the house. So I said, well, it's a good time for me to play like I'm a singer. And keeps kicking my voice out. So I got up on that little table, had that thing, and I just started, I don't know, yelling or whatever, pretending I was singing. Don't even know what it was. But then I heard my neighbor say, hey, Bobby, you sound like a little girl. No, you don't. Yeah, you do. No, you don't. So I climbed off of the table and I threw the stick down. I said, that's mean, or something like that. I remember. He says, come here. It was our neighbor, Robert McCrae. We called him Mr. McCrae. He says, come over here. Where's your brother, Junior? Where's Augie? I said, he's gone to play with his friends down the street, the Ramirez's. He said, well, I'm going to try to remember his words the best I can. But he says, I just wanted to say bye to you and your brother and let you know that it has been so much fun having you boys live next door because all my kids are growing up and moved away. Sharing time with me, helping me with the pigeon coop and handling my pigeons. He was a member of a club where they did these pigeons with notes and they would send them out. Kind of like when people had CBs and now phones, but he'd be out there with his pigeons sending notes. Hey, what's going on? Send it off. Next thing you know, a few hours or later, he'd come back. Oh, not much, you know. It was kind of cool. But he would pay Junior and I 25 cents to sweep up the droppings and throw them in his garden. It wasn't a whole lot, you know, clean it up. Then he'd let us mess with the pigeons. Well, he also would offer us $1 for every hummingbird we would catch. He said, I'll give you $1 for every one you catch. Wow, a whole $1. That was a lot of money back then. We'll split it 50 cents a piece. Oh man, that's a hamburger, fries, soda, dessert. You know, 50 cents. Soda's 10 cents, hamburgers 15 cents, fries are a dime or a nickel. You know, so $1 will buy us both a hamburger and fries. So, how many did we catch? Not a damn one. We tried. It wasn't for the lack of not trying. We tried. Oh, we used fishing nets, butterfly nets, tried to sneak it up on the fence between our house, his house, and the backyard. It was covered in honeysuckle vine. And I don't know if you know what honeysuckle is or if you've ever took a honeysuckle and pulled the bottom off and sucked in the honey in it. Oh, it's delicious, but it's dirty enough to wet your tongue. But the hummingbirds and the honeybees, Well, most all the bees would be around those, sucking that honey out of those honeysuckle flowers, beautiful white flowers. I like them. I like the vines, but they go crazy. They took over your yard. It's hard to control. If you ever want to make a fence, a private fence, let that grow on there, and you won't be able to see anything. So anyway, in all the years that we lived there, Junior and I, never ever were able to catch a hummingbird. And so I said, well, Mr. McCrae, what do you mean? You want to say bye? Oh, he told me he just wanted to tell us bye. That he was going on a trip, and that he had a lot of fun. He had a lot of fun making Junior mad and getting us to do things that were impossible. He said, y'all gave it hell, and we did. I said, well, where are you going, Mr. McCrae? You're going to go up with God and Jesus? He's, how do you know, Bobby? Because I can see the other side of your yard through you. He's, yeah, I guess I'm already gone. I've already left, or something to that effect. The only reason I can remember is because I've told the story so many times since I was a kid. Nobody ever believed me. I said, I talked to Mr. McCrae. When he died, he was there to fence. He came to tell us bye, and nobody believed me. I said, well, will I see you again? He says, maybe. I might come and visit my pigeons now and then. So maybe I'll catch you out here singing like a little girl. I don't sing like a little girl. I said, bye. And I turned around, I looked back, and he was gone. Well, the day passed, and Father came home from work. Mother had supper ready, and we all got washed up, had our supper. I guess it was between 5:30, 6:30 in the evening, maybe just a little later because it was getting dark already, when we heard the ungodliest sound. Never heard anything. We thought it was a UFO, man. What? My dad says, what in the hell is that? And he told us, stay sitting down. And they went out. Him and Mother went out the front door to the porch, and they looked over, and they said, well, it's some kind of square box ambulance or something. Well, apparently they had just started using what we call the EMS, and they had the European style of siren, no more long screaming sound. It's the anyway. So they ran and said, "You boys, you kids stay right here. They'll come out. We'll go over there and see what's going on." So they ran over there, and they talked to Miss McCrae and Robert McCrae Jr. and his girlfriend that were there. He'd just come back from Vietnam. And Mom came back, and she had tears in her eyes, and Dad was kind of sad. He said, boys, I do have some bad news, or sad, or whatever. And I looked at us. I know y'all thought the world of Mr. McCrae, but apparently he passed away. Miss McCrae had gone to the store with her son. When they got back, she didn't realize, she thought he was taking a nap in his easy chair, so she didn't bother to wake him till she had supper ready. And when she went to wake him up to come and eat, he was already gone. I said, yeah, it was early. It was like 2 o'clock. What? Why would you say that? Well, he came and said bye. He said he was going on a trip. Don't talk like that. Like I said, nobody believed me. He left and went on his way. He was doing great. Now, at a young age, I don't know, 9 or 10, it was right after I had that experience with my father when he first came back from Korea. You have no idea how to deal with it, how to, you just don't know how to deal with it. You think you do. I sometimes thought that it was dreams, maybe just going crazy as a kid. But that young lady yesterday night, we spoke about those things. And by George, her experiences were a lot like the ones I've been through as a child. And I told her, don't let it tear you down. And look at there's my niece Trish. Amanda, that's your cousin Trish. She is my brother's oldest daughter, Otis. If you're still there, hello Trish. God bless. Nice to hear from you. So it's tough on kids. For me, it was tough. And when I started talking to her, it brought back lots of memories of the things I went through. And hey, Deanna. And she said, I can't believe it. I showed her around the office and told her, again, we talked about things that I went through as a child. And she said, it's so much the same thing. I said, yeah. Anytime you want to talk, you need some clarity. I told her, again, I'm not an expert, but Lord knows I have been through it. As a child, and then an adolescent, teenager, a young adult, and now as an old goat. It doesn't stop. But for those of you out there on YouTube, Facebook, let your friends know that starting next Wednesday, or Wednesdays, at 11:30. Now let's see here. Yeah, 11 o'clock. I got to work around my nurse because they come on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. Maybe I'll make it on Tuesdays. Yeah, not Wednesdays, Tuesdays at 11 o'clock. So next Tuesday, because today's Tuesday, and I've already done it today. So starting next Tuesday at 11 o'clock, I'll be on here. Let your friends know. I'll be doing my psychic readings, and I'll be glad to take questions on YouTube or Facebook. I'll share my phone number. They can call me and or email me at psychicrjoseph satx@yahoo.com. They want to send me a question. I'll be glad to answer it. First one is free. The next one, they'll have to give me a penny or two. Same thing with the YouTube. The first question they ask is going to be free, but after that, then if they're born, they're happy with what they hear, the price kicks in. There are those out there that claim to be a psychic. Oh, I'm a psychic. I can tell you what's going on in your life. And then they'll tell you what they think. What they think you want to know. And if they tell you what they think you want to know, you're going to call them back. You're going to come back. I've had people call me an idiot, tell me I'm stupid. I'm not paying you. Of course, now I'm making payment in advance, but anyway, and I have refund. Only for them to come back months later or weeks later or even days later to say, hey, I apologize. You were right. Well, you know, it's like I said before, state of Texas is only 85% accurate. So, you know, I figured maybe that was the one time I wasn't accurate. But they do tend to come back. I had one from Phoenix. I was doing work on a phone line for Jean Dixon, and she called me an idiot, refused to pay, and gave me a bad mark with the Jane Dixon organization. And 3 or 4 months later, she calls me back and says, I apologize. Not a problem. I didn't take it personally. But I'm not going to sit there and tell a person what they want to hear. I'll tell them what I see or feel or what comes across, whether it's what they want to hear or not. It's what I want to tell them. They can take it or they can leave it alone. It's up to them. But also tell them you can't take what I tell you. I can't tell you to use it for your life activities, because life is ever changing. I always tell them what I do is meant as entertainment. What you do with it is up to you. Now, when they come into my office, I make them sign a whole harmless letter. They can't go out, have something done wrong. How you doing, Cousin Joe? By God Almighty, it's good to see you. Well, I can't see you, but I see your name. I hope you're having a blessed day, people. I talked to your sister's birthday yesterday. She sounded better than she was before, and I keep praying for her to get stronger. And I hope you're doing well. I'm up and around. I can't say I'm 100% yet, but I'm getting up and around again. Good enough to get out here and get back on my podcast, working on my book. We ought to get together someday and have some coffee or something. I don't know if you're still enjoying the suds or anything like that, but I'm not hitting it. Not that I used to hit it too much, but not very often. But back to the people. I'm just not going to lie to them just so that I can have them happy and come back to see me. I'd rather be honest and say, hey, look, this is what it is. This is what I see. I had a lady one time when I had my trucking company, one of my employees, I'd gone for lunch, come back, and had one of my big customers had called in, and I was talking to him about some business he wanted to get done for the following week. And she come there and, boss, look. I said, hold on. And I said, let me call you right back, Mr. Moreno. I have an employee here. Seems like something's urgent. Oh yeah, fine. Anyway, this stuff's for next week. Call me in the morning or something. So or something like that. But anyway, I said, what? I was I was on the phone with a client. I'm sorry. I have a friend that came back with me from lunch, and I told her about the things you can do and how you can see things and so forth. I said, and well, she wanted to know if you would have time to visit with her. I said, look, I told you I don't do this for the public. I don't. I might do it for a friend here and there, but I don't read for public. Well, she said she'd pay you if you. All right, send her in. I'll give her a couple of minutes of my time. So she brought her in, and she started to tell me. I said, you don't tell me, let me tell you. Because if you tell me, then anything I say to you, oh, I already told you that. So I started talking to her. I said, you're worried about your husband? Yeah. What you should be worried about is what you're doing. You're in a guilt trip. Your husband ain't cheating on you. You're cheating on him with the guy at work. I see what looks like smokestacks, water. You work at one of the electric plants, Calaveras or Ronnie Lake or something, on your Broncos. I work at Ronnie Lake. Yeah. Well, the guy you're messing around with down there, he's the one you got to be worried about. Because your husband, I don't see anything with him. He does question you. Oh, this lady come on you. She wanted me to tell her husband was being untrue, that he was being a real puto. But that's somebody trying to come on camera on a little Facebook thing, but it's not letting me. I got to figure out how to do that with that. Joe, if you go to YouTube and go to Psychic R.J.Sheldon on live there, and you can come in and join in, and you can visit with me. Anyway, I'm not going to pay you. You're an idiot. You're this. You're that. You know what, ma'am? I didn't ask you to come see me. I didn't call you. Just get the hell out of my office. I said, yeah, leave. The young lady that worked with me come into the office. So left. She was upset. She said, you were rude to her. I said, no ruder than she was to me. I said, don't ever do that to me again. If you want to bring somebody up here to talk to me, ask me if I do it. I don't read for people. I don't do that. I might help a friend now and then if they ask me something. I didn't do it publicly then. And I told her what she did, so I'm sorry. I'll do it again. Well, I'm going to say it was about 8 months to a year. And I was there in the office already. It was early in the morning. And this employee comes walking in, all slippery. Buck. My nickname is Buck. Buck. Guess what? I don't want to guess, just tell me. She says, remember that friend of mine that came? I said, yeah, the one that came and cuts me out and all that. Her husband left her. So I thought it was a boyfriend. No. Well, they got married, but he left her. He caught her with a guy from work at Ronnie Lake. And you were right. She was the one that was messing around. It wasn't him. And he took they had a child together, because apparently they've been with each other for a long time. And he took the child. Now she wants to come see you and talk to you. I said, tell her, not only no, but hell no. Go to hell. I got nothing to talk about. Ever. I'm not going to lie to people. I'm not going to tell them what they want to hear, because it's not fair for them. Is that right, Joe? So what's going on, Primo? Give me a call sometime. 210-777-5028. And for those of you on YouTube, my office number, 210-416-4538. You can call me, make an appointment, come see me in person in my studio. I do require at least a 24-hour phone call. I do two walk-ins with at least a 30-minute in advance phone call, so I can be set up for you. Or you can email me at psychicrjoseph, SATX, at yahoo.com, and ask me a question. You can pay me on my Cash App. But your first one is free. When you come see me, your first 15 minutes is free. And then if you like what you hear and you want to continue, then we'll discuss my charges. And I don't charge much. I noticed today I was going around and checking out I've been away from it for a while, so I was checking to see what people are charging out there. I saw one guy said $15 off your first visit. Wow, $15 off. Well, I give 15 minutes free, I guess. So I look down and see what their normal fee is. He charges $65 for a 30-minute reading. $120 if you do for an hour. Wow. Now, when somebody tells you, and you've been there to see them, and this, that, and the other, life's going to get peachy, you're going to meet a wonderful woman, or tells a woman, you're going to meet this rich man, and you're going to develop and everything. He might be telling you the truth, but wait for it. I tell you what, if you'll come back and see me and bring me $300, I'm going to do more in-depth reading for you. This one here is just a quickie, but $300, $400, $1,000, and I'm going to do what we call deep reading. Yeah, the only deep thing he's doing is digging into your wallet or your purse or your bank account. I would never pay a psychic that kind of money. Unless you want to, somebody wants to give me a tip for $1,000 for a job well done, that's up to you. But, I give you first 15 minutes free, just so you can get an idea. If you like what you hear and like your answers, we continue. If you're not happy with it, you say, hey, it's been nice, but not for me. No problemo. I might throw a spell on you when you leave. No, I wouldn't do that. But I wouldn't hold it against you, I'd rather be honest and come back happy about your experience. That way you'll tell a friend, and that friend will tell another friend. And that's how I wound up with 1,400 some odd followers when I did work under Spiritualist Joseph the Psychic. I would like to reopen my website. I had to change names because during my hiatus of not working, somebody else started using Spiritualist Joseph the Psychic, and they copyrighted it, and I should have done that. Anyway, I lost that. But if you're out there and you got friends that do like to call on psychics or mediums or clairvoyants, or you have someone that has a house that's got a spook or two, I've done many of those. I had a nephew and a son-in-law go with me to one in Fredericksburg. I tell you what, God bless my brother-in-law. He's passed away and gone, but my nephew, him, and my ex-son-in-law, they could not get out of that house quick enough. When they listened to the recordings and felt the things that were in that house, they could not believe it was so real. We were able to help these people clean it up. I spoke to them a few months later, and they said they hadn't had any more trouble. I also showed them how to deal with the experience and how to get them out if they come back. And apparently they were doing it, and apparently it was working. Once again, I am working on my book, and the cover is getting thinner, but this is the cover that we've settled on between my publisher and myself. The Unknown at 10, The Experiences of a Boy. I love the cover that they designed. It's like looking out there, everything's coming at you. And it's like, wow, back the hell up. I'm hoping to get through with that soon. I got so many different publishers trying to get me to hear and finish it. But I've started it over and over so many times because I started remembering things that I didn't have in there, so I had to go back, add it in. So now I write it all down in another book and then come back and adjust it. One publisher even sent me a little mini recorder. It said, record the story and we'll publish it for you. You just send it to us via the recorder. We'll turn it over to our ghostwriter, and they will take it and work on it, and like which I want. Get rid of my long run-on sentences, my for lack of using better words out there. And, quotation marks and just getting it done right so that somebody would actually say, oh, wow, no way. Instead of, what a piece of shit. Know what I mean? And then that's it. Cousin Joe, you still out there? Let me know. Send me a finger or something. It's good to see you. I hope you get time, give me a call sometime. Trish, niece, daughter Amanda, love y'all. Thank you for coming in. Thank you for being in the audience. Oh, looky there. Hi, Amy. I am doing better. I've been out of it, been in and out of the hospital. I got to plug in my charger. Apparently, things are getting a little weak. If I can find it, where to plug it in here. There you go. Ooh. Oh, that's good. Yes. How are you doing? I reached out to you a couple of times on Messenger. I hope you got my messages. Hope all is well. I am starting to work on my book again, get my stories out there of all things I've been through as a kid and now as an old fart. I understand how long nurse comes to see me as well. Bless bless you, bless you. Things get better, it's getting better. And drop me a message anytime. Facebook or Messenger or email. You can email me at psychic or Joseph, SATX, at yahoo.com. Office number 210-416-4538. I will be shutting down here at 12 o'clock. For those of you that will be watching this later on YouTube, I am Psychic R.J. Sheldon. My office is Psychic Visions by R.J. Sheldon, Spirit. My office phone number 210-416-4538. You can email Psychic R. Joseph, SATX, at yahoo.com. If you want to come and see me at my studio, I will take walk-ins with at least a 30-minute call before you come. That way I can be situated and ready for you. And or 24-hour notice for full reading. I do the tarot cards. I do the clairvoyant. I do have people that come see me for closure on family members. Clairvoyant that you can see back here on the wall. Those cards are people that have come to see me about family members that have passed on or want to know what really happened. And I don't know how it works. I don't know how it happens. I don't know where it comes from. Like I told that young lady yesterday, it's a gift, a curse, I don't know. But one thing for sure, you have to pay attention to it, but don't let it take control of you. I look forward to hearing from anybody who'd like to have a reading. Your first visit in my office, you get your 15 minutes free. Then if you like what you hear, we'll talk about my fees. I'm not expensive. And I try to work with people. I always tell everybody, don't give me money you don't have. I have a fee, but don't give me money you don't have. But if you have extra money and want to leave me a tip, hey, I'm not going to complain. K.O. I'll take it. Really? Anyway, it's been a long time since I've felt good like I do today. All these illnesses I've had the last couple of years. I'm looking to move forward, looking to get back on my feet, looking to get my book done. I have 2 books. So I got to finish this one so I can get get done with the second one. And I have another one that I started years ago and didn't do anything with it. So maybe I'll bring that out, blow the dust off of it, get back on that one. But I have so many publishers that are pushing for me to let them take this book. But the problem is, if you're not a known writer, then you have to pay them. And that's where it gets tough. I don't have $300 or $400 or $500 to hand them. Otherwise, I would have done this book, published it years ago. They used to ask for $15,000, $16,000, $2,000. Now the prices they're giving me is $199 for just a basic thing, $350 for a ghostwriter, and this, that, and the other, and $499. And when the time comes and I have the money and to get it published, then I will get serious about the one that I picked. There are a couple of them that catch my eye. Hopefully they'll help me get it out there and share my message, my thoughts, my experiences. All of them are true. None of them are fake. I don't have to make it up. I have testimonies from my website that I saved that I will include in my book. That way, when people read it, they can see it. No bullshit. No bullshit. It's real. As real as we are today. As real as me sitting here talking to you on the internet. No fake. A lot of people that witness what I've done, what I've been able to do. Passed on. There are still a few that are alive. One experience, I came back to my aunt and asked her about it. And I reported her to have proof for those that may doubt me. Well, I've got about 7 minutes left. I'll ask you one more time. If you're out there and you're listening or you're watching this at a different time, share it. I'm clairvoyant. I am also a paranormal investigator. Haven't done it in a while. It's been about 6 years since the last time I'd done one. There's a house back here. You can barely see it. Where's my hand? Here's my hand. It's right there, down in Brownsville. That's a whole other story. That it's kind of funny, but it really happened. So clairvoyant, paranormal investigator. I do house cleanings, get rid of these spirits. I had one that fought me tooth and nail. We got rid of her. Psychic, or as I'm known in the Native world, Native American world, they call me a spirit talker. I have a young lady and a gentleman from up north that are part of the Cherokee Nation. And well, one's Cherokee and the other one's Crow. And we were talking. She said, no, we would call you a spirit talker. Shamans have that capability. We call them spirit talkers. So do look like I'm half dead here. Maybe I am a ghost. Maybe I'm just imagining that I'm out here talking to you. What do you think? You never know. You never know. Well, I'm going to shut it down here in about 5 minutes. Till next time, goodbye, Facebook. YouTube, I'm still on here, and I will be signing off. But once again, my office number 210-416-4538. Give me a call if you want to make an appointment to come see me. Or you can leave me a message and I'll call you back. Allow me at least 24 hours in case I miss your call. But I will call you back. And if you come to see me, your first 15 minutes are free. Now you can email me, once again, Psychic R. Joseph, SATX @yahoo.com. It's been a pleasure, and I hope to hear from you soon. From San Antonio, Texas, my studio here, hasta la vista. K.O.